Live. Hello.
Hi. Welcome
Welcome.
back.
Welcome back. I'm back this week. Thank you, Ham,
That's
and my amazing. Ooh, it said handsome. Ooh, the web captioner is real off today, or I'm talking terribly today.
I think the web captioner is off because daylight savings time has run a number on all of us.
Fair. Super
Who am
fair.
I? Who are you? What day is it? What time is it? I don't know.
The web captioner understands you. It does not understand me. Oh no. Anyway, I won't get so distracted by it. Hi, welcome. Thanks again, Ham and Snark and GT and whoever else was on. Oh, and Rainbow were all on last week talking about jam
Hmm.
skating. Oh, thank you for the comment on my beautiful hair.
Existential
I cut my
captioning.
own hair.
It's
Who's on the Gotham
fantastic.
Derby?
It's
Is that
fabulous. It's
you?
fabulous. It's not
Who's
me.
logged in as us? It's not me chatting about my own captioning.
It's the spirit of Gotham Derby that truly appreciates what
We're
we're
all logged
doing.
into the Gotham Derby.
That's right. For more information about Gotham's upcoming events, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Gotham Derby, Twitter at Gotham Derby, and by searching for us on Facebook. You can also apparently just speak, and the next thing you know, Gotham Derby will start chatting with you on Twitch. You can also find out about events on our website, www.gothamgirlsrollerderby.com. Gotham strives to create a safe space for our participants, one that recognizes us. For our participants, community, and fans, and that extends to our virtual events. We have a zero tolerance policy for any harassment, discrimination, bullying, hate speech, or abuse. Compliments are encouraged. Let's be cool and keep that chat thoughtful. Excuse me. All right, now that we've got all of that official stuff out of the way, let's go.
I just have to share that I can't read the emote, which is why I had to look at it on my cell phone because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like producing and it's like far away because I have to look pretty. Otherwise, I'd produce like this. But the Dunkin' Donuts cups say GT, so I guess GT is the one.
It's GT.
Thank you, Chad.
The spirit of Gotham Roller Derby right there. It
I
lives
was
in
bummed
GT.
because Chad just did a like guess the art
Mm-hmm.
thing, and I wasn't around to watch it. But I'm
Oh,
also notoriously bad at that. Like guess the movie based on the art is like not my skill set. Badly
right.
drawn movies. It's not the thing I am good at.
I actually, in preparation for my pop culture co-op show tomorrow, I we were looking at an image that we're putting in our. We were looking at an image from Dynasty, and I was like, "Oh, that reminds me of that painting." And the painting's act it's called Christina's World,
Oh
and it's the
yes.
image of the young girl on the plains, and she's like looking at a house in the distance, and everything's kind of gray and fading into the distance, and it reminded me of a scene with one of the characters, and I just like Googled "girl on grass."
Oh no. That was a mistake.
Girl on grass with house plains, and it came up. It came
Wow.
up. Yeah, no weird stuff. So
No
I was
weird stuff. I'm
pretty pleased
shocked.
with myself. Yeah, and but yeah, I'm just like, all right. So I'm not arty. So I did not know that that was the name of the painting, but it's a very
Girl on
famous
grass
image.
with house.
Yeah, so I guess other people too were like, what is that painting with the girl on the grass in the
With the
house?
house. I do love the things that show up when you like Google, and then I get worried about like especially stuff I Google for work. And then I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh no, I really wonder what my job, like if they really ever looked at my like Google history, would think.
Oh yeah, I get lots of I've had risky click situations with students. Like I was teaching it's at Coastal Maine. Good to know. Good to know. I googled Yeti and Sasquatch because I was teaching a English as an additional language, and my students did not know what that was. And so we've got some images of like what Yeti looked like, but then there were some like sexual Yetis.
Oh, yes. I mean, if we're having this conversation, my favorite weird, like, Googleable fetish is like like full body knitwear,
Hmm.
which is a thing I've looked up on my cell phone and I've been very concerned about, like, work seeing. But then I've shown it to people at work, so I guess I'm just screwed, really. But it's just such a bizarre. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today on the roller derby channel. Um, Hi, everybody. So this is our just catching up with each other and you. It's been a while since we've had a just chatting, just hang out with us show. So what are you all drinking? What are you all eating? What are you all doing now that I feel like we're starting to see the end of the tunnel? Tell us in
And
the chat. We miss you and we want to hear more. What are you doing, Ham? What have you been drinking?
I'm drinking almond tea.
Mm.
It's delicious. Almond tea with little half and half. That's my jam.
Oh my.
Oh,
GT, coffee spiked with cinnamon stick and two cardamom pods.
that sounds
What
delightful.
is a cardamom pod?
I just bought some cardamom. It's delicious.
But
It's
what's the pod? Does it come in a pod form? Am I just
Yeah, they look like
Oh,
yeah, it looks like a seed, or I would say, I mean, I say they're about the size of a pea, but they're elongated.
got it.
Or a weird
Tide
dried raisin.
like a Tide pod for tea.
Yeah,
Isn't
they're
that just a tea bag? It's basically a tea Tide pod.
a Tide Pod for tea. I love it. Love, love, love it.
Ooh, Bullshit just spilled tea all over her keyboard and
Oh
now it's not
no.
working. Well,
That's
it's
why I use
working.
a sippy cup.
I
I have like this Contigo. I love these. And when they go on sale, I buy multiples, but I have to press this down for liquid to come out. So it's
Yeah,
ham proof.
I don't like when I have to do work for the liquid. I'm big into straws. I'm currently drinking chamomile tea with just a tash of creamer and a nip of vodka.
I've never had creamer in my chamomile.
It's good.
I'm gonna try it because I have a lot of tea. We're tea drinkers in my house, so
I'm a heavy tea drinker. I just got one of those cute little tea bag holders
oh, very
because I'm
nice.
in the middle of a big home reorganization. Now that we've been working
Nice.
from home for a year,
Now you're really gonna get it together.
now I'm really, by the time I was just telling my therapist, because I have therapy on Tuesdays before the show, so high feelings.
That's a bold choice.
Listen, we do it when we can. Is that by the time I get my apartment all the way put together, it's going to be time to go back to the office.
Right.
But I
But
at
then you'll
least
have
have
this
a pretty
beautiful
backdrop.
apartment.
I do have a nice apartment, and I do have this beautiful backdrop now when I stream. So
It is gorgeous.
that
It's
will
absolutely
always be
gorgeous.
here for me. I was saying I'm getting nervous. I have a lot of trouble. I think a lot of people too. Adjusting from one location to another. So I feel like maybe I'm just getting used to working from home.
Yeah.
So now that I'm comfortable working from home, we're gonna have to start having those conversations about going back into the office this summer. And I'm gonna be like, oh, but home. But when I'm
Yeah.
frustrated, I can lay down with my cat.
So at the beginning of at the beginning of the pandemic, when we shut down in March, I was teaching, but also teaching with my arm in a sling because I had just had surgery and it was terrible. And I did not like it at all. And I thought to myself, I don't think I can teach. Well, I wasn't going to have to anyway because I was leaving at the end of the school year because I just couldn't. Teaching online from my house was not enjoyable for me. But now I do work from home, baking, and it's a lot better,
Yeah,
a lot better for me.
I like a lack of commute, but I hated it. I was like, screw working from home. This is terrible. But now I have an office chair and a real desk.
Hmm.
Now I'm set up.
Yeah. Um, it's taken me a while to get all the things. I'm like, oh, I just want the right thing. Also, when we first started, all of the things were sold out. So I remember my husband had to go pick up a second monitor for me from Best Buy, and that was game changing. The second monitor,
It makes a big difference.
highly recommend, highly recommend. But yeah, it's been getting the perfect work setup is difficult. And then, are you familiar with the Twitter account Room Rater?
No.
So they look at people doing interviews on television and they rate the room that the person being interviewed is in. And if you get a 10 out of 10, they'll send you a mug.
Shut
And
up.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They'll be like, there's a cord violation, or, why is only one side of your face lit? What I do really love about it is that they do not comment on the way that people look. They comment on the scenery. And so, and sometimes people will try to get them to say something mean, and they're like, we're not commenting on the looks.
I feel
We're
like I
commenting
would get a
on,
good rating with Room Rater now.
you'd get a good room rater. I think you'd get a 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Yeah.
Brooklyn.
It's fantastic.
So, what weird hobbies have people taken up during this year from home? I obviously have cut my own hair twice. I took the risk this time yesterday because I figured that if there was a real issue and I did a terrible job, I am now comfortable enough to maybe go to a hair salon to fix whatever damage I have done, which I'm pretty sure is a lot.
Your hair looks amazing.
It looks like something. It looks good. It's shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I finally matched my undercut, so that's exciting. But it is fun to like this piece is not great. That just sticks out.
Okay, that's what ears are for.
That's what like, and like my bangs are super uneven, but I feel like if I fluff them enough, they look like they're just messy enough to be fine. The compliment I got at work was that it works for me because I already am a little punk rock, so to just have a weird choppy haircut works. I just don't know.
So you did not intend to do that with your bangs?
No, they're supposed
because
to
I
be
thought
straight.
it looked really cool. Like, yeah. I thought you did that. I thought you were like, yeah, I'm gonna like do. I think it looks fantastic.
Thank you so much. Oh yes, dishes, magic, the gathering cards, random crap. Oh, that's what's in your background, or is that your hobbies bullshit? I have gotten into
yes,
yes. I have been doing a lot of the dishes. I feel like there's just a never-ending pile of dishes.
Yeah, the dishes.
Well, you're baking, so you have extra dishes.
I have a lot of dishes, baking racks, baking sheets all over the place. But I'm actually in my dining room office area. So I've got some fantastic whiteboards behind me. I am going to move my streaming studio though upstairs. And just do a whole spare bedroom / streaming studio so that my streaming mess is not on my dining room table every day, all day.
You've got an extra room.
I do, yeah, because I moved. Yeah. I moved in November.
Yeah.
And it's a magnificent apartment. Like I mean, it's not as good as that girl on who did that tour of her rent-controlled palace.
I'm phenomenal. Have you all seen that? That was amazing. But she's like a teacher, like you are.
Yeah. Like I was, yes. But that place was a palace. And, I'm very happy for her, but also full of rage and jealousy. So, yeah, wildly jealous of this amazing apartment. And yeah, that is the only way you should feel about her apartment because it's awesome.
I think she pays what I pay, but it's like got a parlor and like servants' quarters.
A parlor.
She doesn't have what I have, which is a kitchen, live, a dining room.
A kitchen, live, and dining room. Tell us all about it.
That's it. That's the entire thing. It's a kitchen, living, dining room. It's one room, and it's all of those things.
I mean, it's the fun of living in
Brooklyn, in New York.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I would love my dream now is a separate kitchen.
That would be good.
That's what I want.
A separate kitchen is great because you can hide your mess.
That's the thing. I can't hide my mess from myself in my living room.
Oh, yeah. You could just throw a sheet over it.
No laundry in my building. No dishwasher.
Yeah, but I have a dishwasher.
I do love my apartment.
Yeah, your apartment's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
It's huge. My bedroom is gigantic.
Can you roller skate in your apartment?
No, I cannot roller skate in my apartment. Although, but I do have a queen bed and a full desk and a full 88 key keyboard in my bedroom.
Okay.
Which I think is all just my bedroom, and then my living room is its own so I basically do all my streaming and my work in my bedroom, and then my living room is my place where I unwind, which is why I often fall asleep on my couch.
Is it comfy though?
I got a new couch.
Mazel tov.
It hasn't come yet. It was my big expense of the year. I've not bought a new. The couch I had is broken. It has what you might
It's
call.
thrown me out.
My mom says I could skate in my place. It has what I call a yeet seat, which is a chair that is like, it used to be a recliner that was attached to like the sofa, and then it somehow, like, the wood itself broke in half. So when you sit on it, if you're not paying attention and you lean forward, the whole chair falls off and just throws you off of it. So it's a yeet seat.
It's a helper. It's assisted getting up. Like sometimes I need help getting up.
Yeah, it's perfect for people like me after Derby when I'm like really sore.
Yeah,
But it's not on purpose. And so it's time for a new couch that isn't an actual safety hazard. Because what I don't get is every time anybody comes over, I'm like, oh, be careful. Like, that chair, that sofa, that piece of the sofa is broken. And I'll like put like things on it. Like, it's where all the pillows live. So people would have to like move the pillows to sit there. And somehow everyone, anytime they come over, has decided that that is the seat they want to sit on.
Oh yeah, because
like
it's comfy. Yeah, it looks like, because no one believes like, oh, this seat is really gonna like toss me across the room. Like, you don't think it's gonna be that bad, and then you sit in it, and then it's bad. It's like doing. It's
You've
like
been
a
on
cartoon.
it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like something from a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Like, you just really like boing. Or like the Three Stooges. It's like Three Stooges. It's like comically springy that it tosses you out of the seat, and I'm here for it.
I was feeling some type of way about like making a big purchase, and then another person sat on that chair and fell all the way on the ground, which was a first. And I went, okay, fine. It's time. Thank God I have renter's insurance.
That is very good. Everyone should have renter's insurance.
So my mom says I could skate in my apartment. I mean, I could skate in the lobby of my apartment. And I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was going to say, would you though?
Yeah, for sure. I've skated, well, because I'll skate out. Like when I want to skate around the city or like use skates as a mode of transportation.
Do you?
Occasionally, yes. Instead of like biking somewhere, I'll skate somewhere. I feel more confident skating places than riding a bike.
That's bold.
Because I have more control over my roller skates than I would a bicycle.
Okay, so if you didn't have so Banger says if you didn't have angry downstairs neighbors, skating would be possible.
I am the angry downstairs neighbor.
Are you? See, I live above a bank, so as long as I only skate outside of business hours, it's fine. And then I only have one other neighbor, and the couple of times that I've skated in my apartment, they haven't said anything. So,
I mean, my building is loud, so
okay.
I don't think that I will be the one who causes a problem.
Yeah, I was afraid in my last building, but this new building, just because there's only 2 units, and I mean, my apartment is begging to be skated in. I actually took over from a friend who was that I met at roller derby, and there is a toe-stopped shape hole in one of the walls. She's like, "Yeah, that's me." So I've been meaning to frame it just because it's so cute. I was like, "Oh, that is." Okay, yeah, all right. So I know that that's like a wipeout corner. Just be careful when I skate around that corner. That. Yeah.
And biking in New York is not as horrifying and scary. We have a whole biking group at Gotham, and they do bike rides together every week.
Have you gone on the bikes?
I don't have a bike.
I'm afraid. I'm a coward.
I'm also afraid, but I also don't. I have a lot of trouble finding bicycles that fit my strange body because of the short legs. And the big torso. And
you should talk to Snark. Snark found the perfect bike.
I will, because I definitely struggle being 4'11". I couldn't even fit up a Peloton.
Oh, okay. So Gotham Bikes in Queens. I like it.
That's nice.
See, I live on top of a bicycle shop. So there's the bank, and then next door is I'm just like telling people where I live.
Yeah, there's a bank and a bicycle shop. So if you Google that, somewhere in New York.
There's a bicycle shop near me. And
there's a lot of bicycle shops in New York.
Yeah. And it's super cool because there are a couple of bars nearby, and on Saturdays they close off the blocks so people can go to restaurants and stuff like that. So I'm planning on roller skating there.
See, that's what I do. It's like I won't
Yeah.
roller skate far, but I'll roller skate like when I was doing the jam skating with Tanya and skate aerobics on Sundays, and they were doing it in Brooklyn. I was roller skating there because there was no good train. So it
Right.
was just easier to skate there anyway and be in my skates, and plus it's a good time on roller skates. I haven't been obviously skating as much as I miss I think I'm most nervous about what it's going to feel like to get hit again and like rebuilding the fall down muscles.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's a thing you get in derby as an adult that you don't get if you don't play derby, is the ability to fall down a lot and it not ruin your day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like our bodies as we get older, we fall down and it ruins our day.
Yeah. You're like, this is the worst day ever. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get used to that. I think also for me, just I put my skates on the other day and my feet hurt. My feet hurt a lot. So I just need to put the skates on, even if I'm not going to be skating around. Like I definitely need to put them on. I've started doing ankle strengthening with, one of those like wobbly boards.
Ooh.
With a little, I happen to have it right here with one of these things.
Yes.
And so I've been, during the day, just spending some time balancing on them just to get my feet working again.
I should start doing that. I use those usually when I need to do exercises on my knees. Because someone had knee surgery and can't kneel anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really do feel like there's my body feels out of order just because I haven't been using it. And I think that's for a lot of people. I was looking, thinking about maybe walking around the shoreline of Manhattan. It's a 12-hour walk, someone said. And I'm like, oh, I have to train for that.
A 12-hour walk? That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, so Snark and I had talked about skating down Manhattan, starting like in Inwood and then skate/walk down, because there are definitely parts that are steep inclines. And I know because I skated up a portion and I was like, oh, there must be something wrong with my skates. Like how come I'm not moving? So then I turned around to go home and it was like flying down this hill. And just like all I was thinking about was like, all right, if I have to bail, like where am I gonna like what patch of grass am I gonna dive into? I made it back down the hill, but I also know that if I attempt to skate or walk down Manhattan, I'm gonna have to like take some sneakers because there's just gonna be some parts that I can't skate on. And that'll be that. I think we estimated that would be like 6 or 7 hours.
That does make me think of like the longest. I think this was also on Twitter recently, but like, what's the longest New York City walk you've done? Mine was when I first moved here. I walked from the Met, where I was a temp, all the way down to like Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
And I remember that was a really long walk, but it was one of those things where I was walking along the like one. And I figured when I don't want to walk anymore, I'll just hop on the train the rest of the way. And then I just went all the way.
Yeah.
But that was,
yeah, I did some pretty long walks.
Yeah, I like a good long walk. Trail reviews.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we talked about doing. Yeah, like a lot of, I think that is a project that's being worked on. Just where can you go skate? And I think people have been pretty good, I think, in the skate community sharing places where you do go trail skate. I prefer a trail over the street just because
Same.
I am risk adverse. Yeah, so I found like a nice closed trail near my old apartment, and I like to skate on the Roadhogs. The giant, they're huge. They're 78s, but they're very tall. And they're very, it's a smooth ride.
Ooh,
but
maybe I need to get me a pair of Roadhogs. I have like
the
worst
fantastic
pair of outdoor wheels that exist.
I would highly recommend Roadhogs.
I also have the squeakiest skates.
Yeah.
Notoriously squeaky skates. Like, my regular, it must be my plates because they're squeaky no matter the wheel, but it was so bad. And one time Roxy was like, "Are you just squeaking?" Yes. Just every
Like
time I
that's
like move sideways on my skates, it's just like grr, grr, like we could like replated my skates. I was like, I don't know, they're so squeaky.
it's a warning to let people know that,
I'm
they
coming.
better get ready. You're coming. Like you better get ready.
I'm pretty excited to hit people again.
Are you? That is my least favorite part of roller derby. I do not like hitting people.
I like getting hit too. I really miss the like aggression part. Like if I didn't do roller derby anymore, like I was talking about like going into powerlifting and like doing these other things, but like
Yeah.
I think I'd probably try to get into MMA or something.
Oh wow.
Like
I
I
mean,
like
there's
to hit.
time.
I like the physical piece. Thank you, Rainbow. The hitting of
I
it,
just,
the
I
aggression.
don't like to hit. I don't like to be hit, which means like I'm like I really got to work on my footwork because I am like I do not like this.
Yeah, I don't
Don't
know.
like it at all.
I love the aggression. I would much rather get hit than have to sprint.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. It's like I was talking to Snark once and we were talking about fighting. And I was like, I have never been in a fight before. And then I was like, oh, wait. This one time I got in a
Of
fight with
course.
this guy at a bar and she was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You just told me you never got in a fight and then proceed to tell me about the time you like got in a fight with this guy and cleared the bar. So it's like, yeah, I wish I could read that message because I could read Cyrillic at one point. I've just lost my Cyrillic reading skills.
Is it actually Cyrillic or is it
I
just a
believe
bot?
so. I
Okay.
think so.
Well, hello, person.
Maybe it's a privyet. Dobry
Hopefully,
ding.
it's a lovely thing and
Yeah,
not something horrible because we
that
can't
is
read what it
all
is.
the Russian I remember. Yeah, the Russian I speak, it's a very limited vocabulary, my Russian, but good times, good times.
I've never
Yeah,
been in a fight, but
it's
I
not great.
actually haven't been in a fight.
Yeah, no, it's I don't even know how oh actually I know how to describe it. It was a classic case of rage. But I just did not take kindly to this someone being in my face and calling me a bitch. I was just like, I'm just not today, Satan. So yeah, I like clear like they turned the lights on, they kicked everyone out of the bar. It was not my finest moment. I really yeah, it was serious. But yeah, I don't like to hit people.
No, yeah, that's my favorite part of Derby. I love to hit and be hit.
Um yeah, I love it when I like squeak by or like um oh, someone just called me the N word.
Wait, what?
uh, it's like bad Russian words.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, let's ban that person. How do we do that?
Uh,
Oh, I pressed a button. Hold
well,
on.
now I need to know what it says.
Oh, now they've been banned. Okay. Thank you, Nerd Derby.
Thanks.
So we don't know what they said. We just know it wasn't good.
It was not nice. It was not nice. Okay, yeah, it definitely was not nice. Oh no, it was really mean.
Well, that's not fun. Anyway,
All right, well,
well, that's a pain in.
anyway, I don't really know what to say. Like I feel like that is an interesting hobby going into Twitch streams and insulting people you don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, it's something that's not unexpected, I guess.
Well, so I'm in the Twitch subreddit because I spend a lot of time on Reddit, probably way too much. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people, some people on that subreddit, because they want to be supportive of other people, they will they'll I guess there's like search engines where you can see which Twitch streamers only have like one or two viewers or zero viewers, and then they'll go watch that person's stream and like cheer them on, which is really, really sweet. So I think that, I think that is a pretty cool thing to do. I haven't done it yet, but it would be I don't know, kind of a fun thing to do. Yeah, so you can sort by streams by viewers, which I think is a really good way to support people in the Twitch community. Because I think a lot of people are using Twitch in really cool ways, and in ways that maybe we never thought about before.
That is a lovely idea.
You okay?
Yes.
Ugh.
I think that's a lovely thing to support streamers who are trying. It's a hard thing to get into. Oh, an error is closing Streamlabs.
Oh no, we'll be back.
Maybe, or maybe
Oh
not. Maybe
no.
it will just leave it. We're going to keep
Will it?
recording.
We're just gonna keep going.
Or- Hi, we're back. Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
So fun. We love us freeware just deciding that we're donezo.
No, I like though that you can see, you know that it's happening, but you can't stop it. You're like,
Yeah,
it's
it was just
happening.
like, hey, this is about to shut off. Do you want to
Yeah.
like keep it streaming or turn it off and turn it back on
Yeah.
again? And you're just like, ugh.
You're like, it's happening. I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Like it's gonna happen pretty soon, but I'll be back.
I think it's my computer, and I'm looking into getting a new one. So if anybody is an expert in building PCs, have at you, girl. Because,
I think you should get one of those cool ones that hang on the wall.
ooh, wait, what?
I saw someone's PC build and it's like wall mounted and there's just lights everywhere. It's absolutely stunning. And it's really what I would like.
See, I struggle with the like light ones where like I don't want the big neon setup,
Okay.
but I do want the earphones that are like cat ears. And then I'll really look like a Twitch streamer with like my like the cat, like I look at people's setups all the time. And I'm like, ooh, I could have like the little like the this is a microphone. I don't know what this motion kept being. Sorry, mom. Uh, and then they have like little cat ears and the earphones.
With the things,
Yeah, you know
things.
the things and the stuff.
Oh, I would like to get, you remember those? I think it was Gucci or Versace that did those amazing gold headphones. And they were flowers and pearls and they were absolutely
Ooh,
stunning. I I could go for some bootlegs of those.
yeah.
I bet there's a pair on Wish.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, considering how often I get sent the fake Crocs that look like punk Crocs that were like Balenciaga,
Yes.
because I like Crocs a lot and like it's my thing.
Do you?
Oh yeah. But I like
I did not
fashion
know this.
Crocs.
Tell me about fashion Crocs. I need to know.
So like I have these platform Crocs that say like BU on them and they're like they've got like they're black and they have like a pink stripe on the platform and they're like actual platforms and like I'm obsessed with them and I've realized that I actually quite like Crocs. I don't like the ones that just look like old school Crocs, but I could dig it. But
What
like
about the Crocs with the charms? Do you
no,
like a
so
Croc charm?
I never had those. I really have only had a pair of like sandals and these. like thick ones, but now I kind of want to lean into those because I'm telling you, they're so comfortable.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're so comfortable. And I feel like you can, like, I like the Crocs that I have unironically. Like, I actually think they're quite cute. I think that the like Crocs you're thinking of in your head are really ugly, and I would ironically wear them. But they have cute
Uh,
ones that I don't think are ugly.
okay, so the first thing that went into my head was, are there Croc roller skates? Yes, there are Crocs
Holy
roller
shit.
skates. There are Crocs rollerblades, and someone made some Crocs wheelies.
Okay, if I had Croc roller skates, I would cry so much. I'd be so happy. We'd never complain about our feet hurting again, although we would have sweaty feet because that is the downside of a Croc.
You'd have sweaty feet and rolled ankles. Like,
True. How do you know if someone is wearing Crocs ironically? You do not. Or you base it on the rest of their outfit. Like if they seem pretty cool everywhere but the Crocs, you can just kind of go with the fact that they're probably being ironic.
we hope. I mean, there's a,
But
I don't
there's
know if
like
I should.
punk rock Crocs that are like Balenciaga and they're like platform Crocs like this big and then they have like spikes and shit and I want those so bad. And people send them to me all the time like the link to it and I'm like, "I know, but they're like $700."
Buy them.
Yeah. Screw a new PC. I'll buy
I'm
a new
that
pair of
friend.
Crocs.
Buy them.
Screw the fact that my computer keeps shutting down in the middle of. Oh no, what did you just send me? Send all of us a Croc tumbler. I broke it because I opened it and it covered the webcam. Oh God. Those are excellent.
They are most excellent. I think if I were going to get Croc skates, I would want them to be the Croc wheelies.
Yeah.
The Heelys, I think, would be a better, like, no one would expect that. It's actually, they're listed. It's,
They look more comfortable to skate in than the high heels.
oh my gosh, there are mini Croc Heelys on Etsy.
Send them to me. I'm
Oh,
really so for our next
no.
sponsor, Crocs. Could
Oh,
you the
no.
the Crocs roller derby sponsor?
Oh my goodness.
Here's the thing, though, we're making fun of them, but I'm like, I unironically want all of these.
Okay, if you look at that, if you look at the Etsy listing, like they have 32 ratings, 5 stars. People are impressed with their Croc Heelys.
Hold on, I'm opening it now because I want to tell you if I want them ironically or not. Nope, I want them for real. I want them 100% for real.
It's a bestseller. It's a bestseller.
Oh no, I think I broke the computer. It's a bestseller.
And them Crocs broke your computer. That's what broke your
I
computer.
actually think that the Crocs broke my computer.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. We're still live, so we'll just pretend like it's not a problem. My Chrome is just shutting down.
Someone also made some in rollerblade form. Okay, so this is a thing.
Yeah.
So I think that next RollerCon, I think this is what all the kids are going to be buying. You know, because they're like, get some slip-ons to walk between classes. So you're like, I did put some slip-ons. My Croc Heelys.
My Croc Heelys. Oh no. I mean, I really like Crocs. Like, I know I'm teasing, like, they really are kind of amazing. And if I'm talking about this, it's because I legitimately would like someone to, if they ever see Croc shit, give me Croc shit.
I mean, I think for me, I like them in theory, but I cannot wear shoes that my insoles do not fit in. And I realize like how that sounds. I am, my insoles got to fit. Like I have to put, if my super feet coppers don't fit in there, I'm not wearing them.
I mean, fair. You gotta put your foot down somewhere. Get it?
I mean, I,
Pew,
I
pew,
also,
pew.
I, I mean, like, okay, so I have a pair of indoor shoes that like I wear in my house, and they have because they have my insoles in them. Yeah, I have outdoor shoes and indoor shoes.
Sure.
I wear shoes at all times in my home, or my feet start hurting.
Here's the thing. That makes sense to me because like I feel like you bake and you're on your feet all day. So that's
I mean, but
different.
even when I wasn't, I had my indoor shoes and my outdoor shoes.
I mean, I'm one of those people who's like, just wear your shoes, I don't care, in my house. And then everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be rude. And I'm like, that's super fair. And in other people's homes, that's absolutely a rule. And I just don't care. And I get that
Yeah.
it's gross. And I don't know why I don't care, but I just don't care.
I grew up wearing shoes in the house, and then we moved to Japan, and we're like, oh yeah, we really did walk around outside where there was all types of things and then wear our shoes in our house. We're not going to do that anymore. Um, yeah, and Snark can attest, like, so with my shoes, like there have been times where I've come upstairs and been like, oh no, I wore my indoor shoes outdoors, and then I have to sanitize them.
Oh,
That's a thing.
but that's good. It's a
Yeah.
good thing you're clean. Although my mother in the chat has said chefs and doctors swear by Crocs for standing a long time. And she knows this because I talk about how much I love my Crocs a lot. This is not a new conversation, and I'm certain that that's part of it. Oh, and Rainbow lived in Japan too when her dad was in the Air Force. How long were you there, Ham?
I'm like, we lived there for 4 years. What base? I need to know. Like, were we football rivals? Like, what? And we are the same age. So, oh my. Um,
And Snark is pro Croc. Thank you, Snark.
Pro Rock. All right. I
They
guess.
just make your
I
feet
don't know.
really sweaty. But if you're
I
prepared,
got my dance goes.
Croc. Oh,
Yakota. Okay, let me tell you. So Yakota, I spent like we would go there for football games. We would drive down. It's a 12-hour drive. We would get on a bus, a school bus, on a Thursday night, and drive down for a football game for the weekend. It was a lot of shenanigans went on in those buses.
I can imagine a 12-hour bus ride with a
Yeah,
bus full of teenagers feels like
yeah,
a
and like
nightmare.
usually it'd be like the cheerleaders in the front and then the football players in the back.
So
It
the
was
movies are right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there would be like it was pandemonium. I do remember a trip. This was such I don't know why they let this happen, but it was the football team. No, it was basketball, wrestling, and cheerleaders, and we were all staying in one like hotel, and our chaperones were in a completely different building, like a 5-minute walk away.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, we made all those jokes about like what's going to happen like 9 months from now, but like,
But like seriously,
what were they thinking?
that's
Like,
not great.
it was not great. I mean, we did. I mean, I was one of those kids who went to bed at like 9 o'clock. So like anything bad that happened, like I missed it. But yeah, what were they thinking? They were thinking, oh, they're military kids. So, well, that does play a role in it because military kids, if you get in really big trouble, your parents get in trouble and lose rank. So
Oh,
yeah, you can't go too nuts. Like you
whoa.
can't. Yeah, yeah. If you mess up and they like you get in trouble, like your parents could lose rank
I didn't
and
know
money.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were a good kid.
If you're a nerdy kid, it was fine. It was fine. Totally
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, like the most we had was like a 6-hour choir and band trip to like San Francisco. And that was, listen, nothing is worse. And that was like middle school. And you think about like,
Oh, middle school.
putting a bunch of choir kids and band kids together is also its own version of a thing.
I mean,
Because which one is nerdier, being a band kid or a choir kid?
choir.
Wow, I was going to say band, but that's because I was in choir and you were in band.
Exactly. That is exactly it.
And so they took the two groups and they put us in a bus for 6 hours. A lot of flirting happened,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
but in middle school, that's
Absolutely.
really about as far as that went. Like sneaking into each other's rooms and then like getting in trouble and not actually doing anything. And like, I think my mom caught me trying to like prank call people,
Oh, really?
but I was bad at it. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at breaking rules.
Oh, okay. So Rainbow was the double whammy, baritone and choir. I played the trombone.
Shit.
and the baritone.
I played the clarinet in middle school, and then I started singing, and that was what I ended up sticking with.
My brother plays the clarinet. He actually chose the trombone for me to play because he said that not a lot of girls play the trombone, so you should play something different.
Oh, that's cool.
I know why Rainbow and I are like maybe live like parallel lives. Little black girls at military bases in Japan.
GT played the glockenspiel. Not a joke. Believe that.
So what GT is saying is that when we get back and we start having bouts, like she's the halftime show.
Yeah, just GT playing the glockenspiel.
Absolutely. I think all Gotham band nerds should unite.
We should. But like
concert.
School band nerds, not like cool band. Like not like I was in a punk band in high school.
Oh no. It's like where are my reeds? That's the energy I'm looking for. Where's my mouthpiece?
When I was like, I want to play the oboe, so I learned how to play the clarinet because that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to play the violin, so my mom said I had to learn how to play piano, and then I just never stopped piano, and I never learned how to play violin, and I'm so fine with that. She was right.
You could start, though. There's time.
I mean, I could still learn how to play the violin, but I don't have like... Oh,
Are we live?
my whole computer just went black. But it's restarting again. Okay, I think we're live.
Are we live?
My whole computer just went dark. But I think we're live.
Oh, they can hear all of this.
Oh, have they been able to hear everything? Or can you only hear us now because we said that my computer went dark? Not everything.
Okay, so...
Okay. Can you see us now? Yes, they can see us, but I can't get the web captioner to work again, and I'm going to leave it.
So I need to tell a heartwarming story about figs.
Yes.
So, as I'll just remind everyone, I love figs. They're the best. And my derby wife and business partner and just amazing friend all around bought me a mezuzah for my home for Hanukkah. And like Hanukkah / like you moved into a new apartment you got married, and it's got figs on it.
Oh my, I mean, that makes perfect sense because that's like a very Jewish thing, a fig.
Yes. See?
I had figs yesterday. I went to a restaurant, which was weird, and I ate outside, which was cold.
Let me open my mezuzah.
And I got like a fig cheese dish, and it had like full figs on it.
Was it good?
Actually, it was.
See? Oh, I'm gonna open
a roasted fig.
Roasted fig. That sounds delightful. So now, because I have,
we can't hear you because you're not at the microphone.
Sorry, because I have the best derby. Sorry, because I have the best derby wife in the world. I have this beautiful mezuzah for my home, and for those of you who don't know, a mezuzah is something that you hang up in the doorway of a Jewish home. It's got little figs on it.
Oh, it's so
got
beautiful.
The fig leaves and like let me do like this, like the influencers do. That's how we do it. It's gorgeous, and so.
A lot of you have been asking about my mezuzah.
Exactly. Hi guys, I want to tell you about my mezuzah. So yeah, I'm so
like
excited
and subscribe.
all the way, yeah, it's all the way from Israel. My lovely Derby wife, like doing the
So a
things.
mezuzah
Love
tech
it.
to answer the questions in the chat about a mezuzah. Mezuzahs do usually have a prayer inside. It
Hmm.
goes on the doorpost. Actually, Passover's coming up, so it makes a lot of sense to have a mezuzah. Mine fell off today,
Oh
so
no.
I'm cursed. But yeah, you put a prayer. There's a scroll. It usually has the Shema, right? Which
I
is the
think
like
that's
the
the
prayer where it's
thing.
like
You're
yeah,
like, someone fabulous lives here.
someone
That's not what
fabulous
it
lives
says.
here. Thank you, God.
Yes.
The end. No, no, it's like God is good or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the voice meters like my computer is not loading like anything that's happening, but it seems like we're live, so that's great. So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
prayer in there, and you put them on the doorpost of your home, and mine fell off today.
Oh, it basically says like, I believe in God, and also I'm supposed to put this on my door. That's
Great.
loosely translated.
It was
Yeah. So
instead
you
of the
just like,
sheep's blood during Passover, so that they wouldn't kill our firstborn, which is dark.
so for more for if you want a deeper dive into this, watch The Prince of Egypt.
And then I can sing my, which was my solo song for most of middle school and elementary school.
Really? Were you the Whitney part or the Mariah part?
Oh, I was the entire thing.
You were everything.
I sang the like in movie version of the song because there was the Hebrew
Yeah.
in it.
Okay. That's
Mi
fantastic.
chamocha ba'eli Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
As the only Jew in town, it really did favors for me.
They're like, Hammy, it's your time to
You
shine.
are Adonai. Yeah, I. Everyone was like, okay. Uh, it's a really good movie though. If you've never seen the Prince, historical
Check it out.
documentary, The Prince of Egypt, per the
That's
chat,
right.
it's
It is.
actually like, listen, did the Prince of Egypt happen for real in real life? No, no, probably not. I mean, but it is a phenomenal movie, and if you've not seen it, the music is great, and the like, it's beautiful. I don't know. I'm sure I liked it a lot, but I also didn't have a whole lot of
Watch
things
it.
growing up that like were my religion.
I found The Prince of Egypt and Hercules are two movies that I have like referred to in class because that is my students' reference point. So we talk about Hades and they're like, the blue guy? And I'd be like, I'm like, what are you talking about? So I finally had to watch the movie so that I could refer to characters from the Disney movie so that my students who
The
hadn't studied mythology could like have a framework. But
Prince of
same with
Egypt
Prince
is
of Egypt.
DreamWorks.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And Hercules, I have, so fun story. I have my like college DVD thing, which I know you know because I was very excited to show it off to a group this weekend. And I was like, look at my DVDs because I still have like one of those things. And both Hercules and Prince of Egypt are in there,
That is fantastic.
and Little Shop of Horrors and American History X.
DreamWorks
But
people are
Hercules
Disney.
and Prince of Egypt are, and Troll 2. Yeah,
I
it's
love the
DreamWorks.
phrase Disney defectors. That's a movie I want to see.
Yeah, so
Escape
Disney
from
defectors.
Disney.
It's what is Disney defectors? Are we saying that that's
The
Prince of
DreamWorks.
Egypt and Road to El Dorado and Anastasia? Those are like the three that like aren't Disney movies. Although
And then
Anastasia's on Disney Plus now, which is confusing.
is it?
Yeah,
Well, I guess they were like, everyone thinks it's ours, so we might as well buy it.
I do
You
watch
know?
Anastasia every year.
But do you?
Why? I don't know. That and Brave Little Toaster. Those are my yearly rewatches. Like
I
in terms of
haven't seen
cartoons,
Brave Little Toaster.
it's really upsetting.
Okay,
It's anti-capitalist. You'll love it.
who's it by? It's Disney or is it DreamWorks or is it
I
Pixar?
don't think it's either Disney or DreamWorks. It's its
Because I
own
think that
thing.
okay,
And
because
it's
Pixar has like a secret mission that I am like their mission with every film is to make you weep. Like
oh,
with
the movie that is anti-capitalist is The Brave Little Toaster, which is about not buying new items. The whole movie is about this toaster whose like owner kid moves away, and the toaster's like, "Why are you replacing me? I'm still good."
I mean, I think that we
It
should
is
send
not
that to
Pixar, Mom.
we should send it to any of the lawmakers who are not supporting the right to repair laws that we're trying to get passed.
Hold on, I'm looking it up because it's going to bother me now. It's like so bizarre. If it's Pixar, I will
Now I'm intrigued.
apologize. It's an American British animated musical film from 1980. It is actually Disney. Holy shit on a stick. Oh my God.
1987. Wait,
So Pixar didn't exist yet is the only reason that I was like, it can't possibly be Pixar.
Okay. All
Because
right, I'm gonna have to watch this.
Oh my God. Mom was all.
Okay, well,
no.
John Lovitz.
It was
produced.
produced.
I love John Lovitz.
It was produced by Hyperion Animation, which a lot of the people who worked on it went on to work at Pixar, but it was not Pixar.
They were getting ready.
John Lasseter at one point wanted to do a CGI film based on it, but they turned it down the later year. And apparently there are sequels, but I have not seen those. So I guess Disney bought it later. I'm very confused by this.
I don't know what's up with all these movies that making me feel feelings. I don't want to have
This one
feelings.
is one of those feelings movies. It's like All Dogs Go to Heaven. Don't watch it if you don't want to be sad.
Oh man.
Even if that has Rodney Dangerfield in it. But I like Anastasia because I always had a crush on the Demetrius.
It's a cute cartoon.
He was a cute. I mean, but he's also the same cartoon as the guy from Treasure Planet and Titan AE. This has nothing to do with roller skating.
I mean, I feel like that is a good portion of our show, but I also feel like that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a catch up. This whole episode is just a catch up.
Yeah, what are we going to be doing in the next couple of weeks? Let's make some promises we can't keep.
We're going to make some promises. So we're going to have a show coming up about body diversity in the sport, which we're really excited about, which is kind of it's a separate conversation, but slightly a continuation on the big time show that me and Margaret Thrasher do on the Pop Culture Co-op, but more derby specific and more body diverse specific rather than just large bodies. We're going to do a show about, hopefully we'll get somebody from coaching on to do talk about our coaching stuff and what we've been doing.
We want to invite all of the committees on to the show to talk about just the importance of committee work and roller derby in general, but also anything they're excited about. New things that are happening, because even though we haven't physically been in the same space and we haven't had a season that's looked like any other season, a lot of cool stuff has been going on in leagues all over the world. So we want to talk about what the awesome committees at Gotham have been working on.
And all the hard work that people are doing.
Absolutely. And there's a merch sale.
Oh, yes. There's a merch sale going on right now. So make sure if you don't have your merch, you buy your merch before we're out, because I think the idea is that we'll be getting new merch in eventually. So we're getting rid of what we have. And support your favorite roller derby league, or one of your favorite roller derby leagues, because there's a lot of favorite roller derby leagues.
Support your faves.
But we like to, it's our favorite roller derby league because it's our roller derby league. But we really appreciate, there's the new link. We'll be adding it. Don't forget to watch Gotham After Dark, which I think they're doing an episode tonight. He's been doing a ton of Gotham After Darks lately. So if you love old, if you want to support us, you happen to have Prime, you can use that to subscribe to us for free, which gives us some dollar bills, y'all. You're always free to leave bits in the chat, and also just come and say hi and talk to us, because this is nice.
All right, so there are some crop tops that are low stock. It's getting warm, so get in there before all the crop tops are gone, friends.
We do love a crop top in this household.
Love a crop top.
So yeah, thanks everybody for catching up. Thanks for bearing with a few of the Streamlabs deciding just to like shut down. Hopefully I'll get a new computer soon and that won't happen as often. And we'll see you next week. Where likely we're talking about body diversity, and we are about to close. So I'm just going to say goodbye now.
Bye.